A very good afternoon to everyone. On behalf of Guru Shri Shanti Vijaya Jain College for Women, I take immense pleasure to welcome you all to the third day of the National Level Faculty Development Program on Innovative Strategies in Learning Teaching Process. My special welcome to our today's guest speaker, Dr. Karuna Nidhi Pandagre Ma'am, Associate Professor, Bansal Institute of Science and Technology, Bhopal. Welcome, ma'am. Prayer is aligning ourselves with the purpose of God. Let's get ready for the prayer. Now, I request Dr. Yashoda Ma'am, Head Department of Economics, to give the welcome address and introduce our today's guest to the viewers. Please, ma'am.
A very good afternoon to all. On behalf of Guru Shri Shanti Vijay Jain College for Women, I welcome all the participants for this 6 days national level FDP on the theme Innovative Strategies in Teaching and Learning Process. First and foremost, I thank the Almighty for having given this day, and I thank our management, our honorable correspondent and honorable principal for providing an opportunity to conduct this program. In this precious occasion, it's my pleasure to welcome our honorable resource person, Dr. Karunanidhi Pandagre, Associate Professor, Bansal Institute of Science and Technology, Bhopal. We are privileged to have an opportunity to listen to his speech today. On behalf of GSS Jain College, I welcome you, ma'am, to this program. I would like to welcome our honorable correspondent, Dr. Gautam P. Vaisa, and honorable principal, Dr. M. K. Malidi, ma'am, for this FDP. I wholeheartedly welcome our respected coordinators, Ms. Satyapriya ma'am and Mahalashmi ma'am for this event. I hope this FTP would be very helpful to all the participants, especially our faculties, to have further familiarity in innovative strategies in teaching and learning process. So I welcome faculties of GSS Jain College and faculties from other colleges. Now let me introduce our resource person, Dr. Karunanidhi Pandagre, Associate Professor, Bansal Institute of Science and Technology, Bhopal. She is a prominent teacher of computer application, having more than 11 years of academic and administrative experience. She did post-graduation in computer application in Bhopal, and she has been awarded doctoral degree from Rabindranath Tagore University, Bhopal. She has presented 10 research papers in many conferences and seminars held in various places, and she has attended more than 12 conferences, 24 workshops, and 12 FTP in both national and international level. She published more than 16 articles in leading international and national and regional journals. She is a life member of International Associations of Engineers and Vijayan Bharati and Bharati of Vijayabrit Institute of Computer Application and Management and Universal Associations of Computer and Electronic Engineers. During his tenure, she arranged conferences, seminar, workshop, and FTP for students and faculty. We are honored by your presence and this FDP, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Karunanidhi Pandagre ma'am to lead today's session further. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Kajal. First of all, a hearty good afternoon to one and all. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to GSS Jain College, Mahalakshmi ma'am, and management for inviting me on this FDP. I again congratulate all the faculty members and GSS Jain College for conducting such a knowledgeable FDP on this topic. Before I start my session, just last 2 days we listened two important topics, that is digital literacy and the teaching learning process. It is very important for any program that we recall two or three parameters. By that, for innovative strategies in teaching learning process, it is very important to know what is the concept of digital literacy and what are the important parameters for teaching learning process. By that, just I start my session. So, Kajal, can I share my screen, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Is it visible, beta? Okay. Thank you, Kajal. Sorry for delay. Students, just we speaking about the personality development and programming skills. By that, just I can start my lecture. Saying that I attract beauty, but personality attract overall the presence of the person or presence of the person's overall criteria like dressing sense, behavior of talking, body language. All these aspects are covered in the personality development. And regarding to the programming skill, we work on the languages and we know about the various platforms. So first of all, by the thought Chris Harry, that is, stay afraid, but do it anyway. What's important is the action. You don't have to wait to be confident, just do it, and eventually the confidence will follow. Student, by this thought I just say, sometimes we all are really very much afraid about ki I apply those work or I engage in those work. Definitely we face so many challenges, but if you cannot do that work, you cannot face the results, and results is very important for the gaining of confidence. By that, we should just do the action, and action become reaction. It is the concept of Carrie Fisher thought. So don't be afraid, just go for that event, just go for the program. Even when you engage in that program, definitely you earn something. It may be loss or it may be profit, but just engage or perform your action. Today, according to my topic, just you all know about the how to enhance ourselves, how to groom ourselves, but some basic points I can mention in my PPT for the process or for the flow of the program. By default, I just say first important parameter is a be a good listener. All of you know about that. When we listen someone, when we listen the person who is telling something to you, it is very knowledgeable, it may be very fruitful for both. It is importance of respect, it is importance of gesture. By this picture, ears listening, eyes thinking, mouth shut, proper pose. It is the basic parameter for a good listener. When someone tell you something about their problems, their achievements, or their any issues, you just pay a respect. You should listen the person who can tell you ki, what happened, what is the problem, how can I solve it. It provide you a better and a meaningful, fruitful conversation. For that, all of you always be a good listener. It is the very important part of a your personality development. When you are a good listener, you have an a greatest quality for a your performance or your personality enhancement. Second point is self evaluation. By self evaluation, I wrote here 4 points: strength, weakness, threats, and opportunities. First of all, students and faculty members, we all know our strength, we all know our threats, we all know our weakness, and by that we know what are opportunities for us. By that, first of all, one should try new things and find out what or she derives pleasure. Everyone has some limitation, but not to forget, everyone has a unique personality and interests that make them different from the world. First of all, we know, we all are aware about ki, what are my threats, what is the importance for which work is important for me. By that, when you work on that thing, you know your strength, you know your weakness, and for that you should go for action. Knowing your interest, it is also the biggest thing. When you are interested in writing, when you are interested in poetry or singing or gaming or programming, coding, just do that program. When you do, definitely you enhance your strength, or you work on your weakness. For that, self evaluation is very important. Okay, if you follow your interest, it makes work for fun and you feel happy doing it. This happiness reflects in your personality, and you make the world around you comfortable as well. When you know do work according to your interest, you know what is the best thing for me and what are the outcomes that are coming. So just first thing, you can do your work according to your interest. By that, you can self evaluate it. Strength, weakness, threats, opportunities are the basic criteria for the enhancement of your personality. By that, you can enhance betterly. Okay. Now, fourth point is improve your speaking skills. By that, just in a simple terms, when we work on this parameter, I know everyone is not a master at communication skill, but you can surely become a jack at this. The world is a strange place. It would not judge you on who you are, but what you tell them. You are who. Means when you communicate with someone, when you interact with someone, maybe your communication, your deliver of your speaking, it is very effective from a person who is in front of you, or person who is nearby you. By that, you can surely become an properly way communication is generated. This is how essential oratory skills are the common thing between all the great leaders of the world, because they are greatest of orators. Students and faculty members, we heard so many politicians, we heard so many leaders that they are very good speakers. Why? Because they develop good habits like reading, observing, and listening, and by that they can speak. If you are a good listener, definitely you can observe all things betterly, and when you observe all things betterly, you read it, write it, and speak it very well. So for the personality development, for the enhancement of your speaking English, we work on a simple criteria. First, listen it, read it, write it, observe it, and then speak it. Because in the sometimes when we interact with so many people, we are little bit fear, or we are little bit afraid about. By that, we can just communicate in front of mirror, or to begin with, then in your peer group, means your friend circle, your communicators who can listen you, and gradually public speaking at big gathering. Means first you start from the front of the mirror, to begin with your family members or your peer group, and till the last you can work on a big gathering. This one skill is the most crucial skill to develop that will help you sail through many audiences in your life. If we want to become a big good orator, or we want to become a, when I listen number of persons or number of audience can listen me, then definitely you work on some normal parameters, that is a good listener, good reading habits, writing habits, observation, and after that speaking. And it is a general process just for the communication. You can interact, you share your ideas, and just go for that activities. Now, fourth normal point is work on your attire. We all know aware about this point that we wear proper clothes. It may be formal, it may be casual, or it may be related to the functions or all things. But sometimes we know ki it is your college uniform, it is your institute uniform. All are aware about that. But sometimes we just wear a normal cloth and going to here and there. It is the disadvantage for your presentation, because when we wear a proper uniform, it also enhance your personality, or it enhance your aura. Means wearing clothes which make you feel comfortable is good, but dressing up according to situations and occasions, it is good. According to situation means in the function you wear according to occasion dress, and your organization or in your college or in your institute according to that dress. It is related to your personality. Have a separate attire for different occasion, formals in the office, different formals in functions. Don't feel uncomfortable with your body types. Sometimes we think, yeah, I am fat, I am thin, I am tall, short. That is the normal thing. God gives us a simple body, but it is according to the your physique. It does not matter. Just wear a proper dress. When you wear a proper dress, definitely your personality groom betterly. Accessories like your shoes, jewelry, bags, perfumes, watch, it looks again very attractive. It beautify your personality. So according to the environment, according to the society, we just wear proper dresses. By that you can enhance betterly or groom betterly. Now, another point is healthy lifestyle. In yesterday, I heard that ma'am told also a healthy lifestyle. We all know, follow. We take lunch, we take breakfast. Sometimes we take food. Sometimes we take drinks. All these things we are doing, but not in a proper time. For that, students or faculty members or all the society peoples follow some rules, like we eat food on a proper time, take a proper sleep, doing some exercise. When you are fit, your mind is fit, and you are energetic for throughout the day. By that, you can enhance a healthy lifestyle. Having a healthy lifestyle is a prerequisite for a good personality. Eating healthy food and spending time on a physical fitness means doing some exercise or doing some yoga. It is also important. You energized and you always feel high on energy throughout the day. In a simple words, no one like a lazy person. So always, it is also the important person when you are in the class and just yawning. All of the your friends are not interacted. Ki, this person is very lazy. Yeah, sometimes we said that ki, according to the your environment. If I always doing some laziness, then it shows some negative vibes. So always we follow a healthy lifestyle all the time, and it was very important for your betterment. So always follow a healthy lifestyle by proper sleep, by proper food, and last but not least, proper exercise. Okay. Now, it is also the another important point, that is reading habits. Reading habits by means, first of all, I just wrote the theory. A person must be well informed and aware of the latest happening in the country and the world. And the easiest way to do this is to read a newspaper, novels, self help books, or even follow apps such as InShort and Daily Hunt. It is another important or a big parameter for enhancement of your personality. When you read newspaper, novels, books, or even sometimes we live in the digital world, so we read some blogs or read some technical parameters. By that, we know about the latest happening in the country, what is happening in the world. By that, you have so many knowledge rather than that person who cannot read anything. Reading not just broadens one horizon but trigger one's thought process. It gives you a new perspective. When you read, you have a lot more to talk. Students, I told, when you read, you have a lot more to talk about people. Reading helps you connect with people and make connection with them. When you read, when you know about the what are going on my country and in the world, then definitely you have more content compared to that person who should not know about ki things are happen, changes are happen. So by this you can develop this habit by reading books or reading newspapers. A book either educates, entertains, or inspire, but some masterpiece have all these virtues. By default, just I wrote a great orator is always a good reader. A great orator means when we talk about the leader or we talk about the politicians or we talk about the vakta, is always a good reader because whatever he speak, it is coming from the knowledge gathered from reading books. Students, we all are, when our exams are coming, we reading or we just read the notes that is provided by the teacher. At that time, when you continuously read the topic day to day by in a short, but it is material ready for your exam. So always develop this habit, reading habits, always for a communication, always knowing about the what are going on and all these things. It is a very important aspect of personality development, and it is very important. When you develop this type of habits, definitely your interest will be enhanced. Okay. Now it is my another point is improving body language. It is also very important point because when we talk to someone, we get the reflection of a person character without even talking to that person. When someone's interact with one's gesture, such as standing, sitting posture, facial expression, hand movement, tell a lot about the person. When we're talking about the body language, first thing is the standing position, sitting posture, facial expression, hand movement tell a lot about the person. Sometimes we know कि someone explain and use more hand, and sometimes when a teacher teach in a class and some student faces just blank. By that we know कि what are the important things we can use in our lecture and what are the important flow. By that our body language look like a good. For that, just according to the respect criteria, all these parameters like standing, sitting posture, facial expression, hand movement tell a lot about the person. While talking to a person, one should always stand straight with either folded arms or arms at the back. Means while standing to a person, means when we talk to some person and we stand in nearby them, one should always stand straight with either folded arms or arms at the back. This reflect respect being paid to the other person. When we talk to someone, we just folded our hands or arms at the back. It is another way of respect. Okay, one should always look into eyes of the other person. When you talk to the someone, just see in the person eyes. Eye contact is also very important for the conversation. When you talk to someone, just first thing is listening, and another second thing is body language. Means When you talk to that person, you can fold your arms at the back, but just listen the person and talk, behave like a eye to eye contact. It is very important for your communication, and it enhance your body language. These things look smart but add so much to your personality, and it is very important parameter when you are going for any interview, or when you are going for any viva session, and in classroom also. Just when you follow these simple tips, proper body gesture, proper smile and eye to eye contact, definitely your body language will be improving, and it is another aspect to enhance for better personality. Now we move for another point is socialize. Students, socialize is the most important thing. I don't say that you engage in the social media like Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or Snapchat. I mean when we communicate in the form of physical, like when we go for the community, or when we go to the society, we meet some new peoples. We share so many thoughts, we share so many ideas, and it was also fruitful for us for the development of your personality. Like newspaper, I said ki if you read newses or if you read novels, you learn so many things, but when you meet with society peoples, you also learn so many things. Like a person should not shy away from interacting with a diverse set of people coming from different walks of life. Obviously, when you are going in a society, there are diverse means different areas people are interacting in that society, and when you interact with them, definitely you know this person is very attractive, and he or she told me this thing. Then you know, oh, what is the importance of interaction in the socialized parameter. Each person has a story to tell, and each story has a lesson to teach. Meeting new people not only makes life interesting, but one gets to learn a lot about different cultures, practices, etc. When we meet with new people, definitely we know about their culture, their lifestyle, what work they are doing. That is also an inspiring way. By that, we can first interact with the way of socialize. Start going on events where you can interact with a bunch of people. Don't just share your contact, share a bond. By that means don't just share your contact, share a bond. It also open you up, and you no longer feel the hesitation to talk to new people, and you feel much more confident. When we interact, when we go to the events, lots of people are coming. By that, we just interact with that. Then at that time you can not feel any hesitation, because they also are new for that. When you both are communicated, both share your ideas, it was very much important for your confidence also, and the parameter for the personality also. Now, another point is try to be dynamic. Dynamic means in the digital world, every time we can change. Means every second, all the computerized base like website, like some data, it will be updated. Means it is not a static. Always follow this type of nature. Means one should change within a time. One should never be adamant about something, rather should be flexible and open to new ideas, ways and practices. Means always your nature should be flexible. You can go for a new ideas, ways and practices. When you engage in this work, in this type of work, definitely your nature, your personality will be dynamic. In a simple words, I wrote, still water is always dirty. Still water is always dirty. We like flowing water. Always, we find that still water is always dirty. We like flowing water, changing its course with currents. As a result, it is always clean and full of life. Means our nature should be always like a flowing water. When we follow this rule, always you achieve your goal, you achieve, in the end, you just get a clean and full of life. By that, simple. Always follow this rule for your personality means always doing something new, always doing action. Don't be fear. It will get your sometime you get you are failed, sometime you will pass, but definitely you achieve something. It is the most important parameter for a dynamic personality, and it is the requirement for this current era. Now, develop sense of humor. Sense of humor means you all know about that. Ki I speak something and it is not understood by you or understood by other one. At that time, I smile or just I feel very sad. It is depend upon the criteria or the condition. When I said some joke and you all are laugh, it is good. But when I say some I talk about a very serious topic, and at that time person laugh or person said, so it is not necessary for that time. So develop sense of humor means when we laugh, when we feel sad, it is according to the time, but don't show everywhere. No one wants to be around people with no sense of humor. We don't like a person who have no sense of humor. Everyone loves to be around someone who has the charisma to make everybody feel light-hearted and laugh. Always show your positive vibes. Always carry a simple laugh and always feel someone very special. If you are not funny, naturally try to appreciate the audience who has a good sense of humor. People will naturally get attracted to you if you can win their hearts with their quick jokes. Means if you are not a very funny person, but you can share one comedy type joke with your colleagues or your friends, at that time person laugh, definitely you win the heart of that person. And it is also the important aspect of a personality development, and it is the required thing which is very important for current era or for the current generation. So students always develop proper sense of humor. Now, by that I just simple wrote some little points also. Always show gratitude means always thankful to everyone. Accept and recognize your weakness. Always accept means understood that it is the weakness of my it is my weakness. I can do it for very better, I can work for that. So always accept and recognize your weakness. Be passionate about your work, always serious about work. Don't be short tempered and aggressive. Means don't be short tempered. When you are engaged in any work, if some workload arise, you are short tempered and aggressive. At that time, you're all doing work get zero. So always be cool and just dynamically work. Be polite. Means always simple, normal, be polite. Create your own style. You can follow, you can you don't follow someone, you just create your own style. Means your body language, your dressing sense, your speaking english, and it enhance your personality. Stay smart and keep cool. Be optimistic, it is also very important. Always be optimistic. Practice self care. Keep an open mind. Smile a lot and don't be egoistic. It is the simple parameters. We always follow this so many aspects of these parameters in our daily life. But when we know our strength, we know our weakness, then definitely we work on our betterly personality development. We definitely look very beautiful according to the development of your personality. Okay, so next topic is programming skills. First of all, students, you all know about the programming, a simple term. The act or process of writing a program so that data may be processed by a computer. The concept of programming means the act or process of writing a program. We can just create a program and type in this machine so that data may be processed by a computer in the concept of programming. I'm not saying it write 1 2 3, or I'm not say hello ABCD. I write in the terms of computer terminology. we write a program and it should be processed by the concept of computer. Okay, now second thing is skill. We all have had in so many skills, but just I wrote here is a basket weaving. Basket weaving is an another skill. Like that, the definition of a skill is a talent or ability that comes from training or practice. Means once number of times you are doing any activities, you enhance your skill, you enhance your talent, and by that your ability get more stronger. That's why I wrote here basket weaving. An example of the skill is capability to produce fine works of art. First time you made mistake, second time again you mistake, third time mistake are less, fourth time mistakes are very less, and fifth time your program is good. By that training or by that number of continuous performance, your skills are enhanced. In the term of programming skills, I wrote coding skills, also known as a programming skills, refers to the art of using various programming languages. Means when we talk about the programming skills, means we work on a coding skills, refer to the art of using various programming languages where we can write instructing a computer, we work on an application, we work on a software program about the action it must perform and how. By the work of programming skill, we work on a different type of languages, we can write the program, we instructing a computer by that application software program about the action, it always come on the part of programming skill. And coding is also is the main aspect or very important part of any programming skill. So we work on that. By that key we work on a different types of languages. And in my upcoming slides, you know what are the important parameters for become a good programmer, what are the various platforms where you can learn or so many things regarding programming. Okay, now we move on the next slide. I simple wrote skills for programmer. First thing is data structure and algorithm, database and SQL, object-oriented programming languages, integrated development environment, cloud computing, web development, containers, text editor, GIT version control. There are another also so many skills for becoming a good programmer, but it are the most important. When you work on this skill, definitely you are going for a beginner and to the expert level. For that, you know, there are so many platforms for that, but we work on this parameters. You all seen these three pictures. Like I wrote data structure and algorithm. Data structure means structured or organized way of your data, and by that we apply some algorithms. Simple terms, data structure still play a very important role in day to day work. Specifically, data structure are a particular way of organizing data so that it can be used most effectively. One of the most commonly used data structure in an array. Data structure in an array. It is always used in a computer language when we talking about the programming, when we talking about the C, C++, everywhere we use the concept of array, means similar type of data types. It may be int, character, float, double, but in this picture you all see it is a similar type of data type which hold and indexes items of the same data type such as integer. Additional type of data structure include linked list. In this picture, additional type of means one linked list is connected to another linked list connected to the another linked list, means index and in the form of proper sequencing, and which organize data into linear sequentially linked order, means one flow to another flow sequential way, and stack, which allow programmer to ascend recently placed item first as if they were picking up the first book in a file. Means when you see like 4 3 2 1, I wrote just Like this one, here two algorithms are coming. One is LIFO and another one is FIFO. Means last in first out, and another one is first in first out. This all three things, it is very important for any computer programming. By that you can arrange the data in their data type, we connect the list in the sequential way, and we apply the things in the form of stack. Maybe LIFO last in first out, and maybe FIFO is a first in first out. And here algorithm meanwhile are a set of instructions programmer give to complete to solve a program. By which algorithm we can execute our program? By that we wrote meanwhile are a set of instructions. There are number of instructions programmer give to computer to solve a problem, much like the recipe one might give a cook. This step by step guidelines can perform a variety of tasks, including searching. Means when we find something, we use searching technique. When arrange the data, we use sorting technique. And in that order, here algorithm play a better role. In a simple term, data structure is used to organize the data in a proper structure form, and algorithm means point to point or step to step program file execution. It is two type: linear data structure and non-linear data structure. Linear data structure like list, tuple, and non-linear data structure type like tree and graphs. By these two techniques, we can enhance or we can use data structure, and it is students. It is the most demanding parameter for the computer world. If you are master in data structure, definitely there are so many opportunities are open for you. So work for data structure or doing practices in the data structure terminology. Definitely you achieve your target. For that you can work on a this type of techniques. Now, second thing is database and SQL. As per simple words, I wrote database and SQL. Before I explain this slide, just I give an example of a database. You all are going to the Pizza Hut, or you are purchasing something online. By that you can give your review, or by can you can give your feedback. And sometimes it at the current situation, every time person want your review or feedback. By that they can collect your data, means your first name, last name, email id, contact number, birth date, all this, that they can collect your data and database. And after that the collection of data, then they create database with the help of SQL. Means we the audience, or we the user, can share our data in a simple way. Just fill the form and we fill all the necessary entry that is required. By that data is ready, and company can, with the help of SQL, they can create your data. One of the basic expectation of any programmer is that they are familiar with core database concept. This is because data is fuel companies run on. I told later that language is important, but database is also very important. Without database, we cannot doing any high level programming. In the concept of AI, in the concept of cloud computing, everywhere we use the data. So it is simple fuel run on like fuel companies, and it proliferates almost every aspects of every project. It is required in each and every project. The most common term is SQL, stand for Structured Query Language, or we can say that it is developed in the 1980s, and it is communicate with relational database, like the communication with one table to another table, and it is considered for modern programming. In recent years, SQL has been heavily used by PC databases because it facilitates access to distributed databases. Those spread out over multiple computer systems. Means we work on a multiple computer system, allowing several local users to access the same network simultaneously. SQL also enable easy storage and organization of data in a relational databases. Students, when we work on multiple databases, it is connected through the RDBMS. Means relational database management system like student table, faculty table, organization table. They all these tables are interconnected with each other in the form of RDBMS. In this picture, just I wrote database in SQL here, create data name, work at to according to the condition or according to the query. I create our database and in the form of like that ki database 1, database 2 or procedure, we store our data. Okay, so here the important thing is the entity attributes and the keys that is apply in your table. For that you work on your better work on database. And currently MongoDB is another like SQL. MongoDB is the latest software where which can be used for database. So you can also use the MongoDB for your project. Now, third important thing is OOPS, object-oriented programming languages. In a simple word, it works on a classes and object. Always, object-oriented programming concept work on a classes and object. OOP language support a way of programming that relies on a classes of object. Think of classes like group of similar things, like such as fruit. I said such as fruit with object that tell us more about individual item in that class, such as apples. I talking about apples. This programming paradigm is important because it allows programmer to easily reuse complex code. For example, my apple, it is not necessary for me to tell you all the attributes of my apple like red, round, green on a tree belongs to me. These are the attributes or these are the objects of that class. So work on a classes and diversified it with their object. Like what type of work you can use my apple from a class that is fruit, and a programmer can easily communicate instructed or information across multiple programmings. It is the concept of OOPS. It is also very important parameter for programming skills in C, C++. When we talking about C++ or Java concept, OOPS concept always needed. By that you can work on the like name, attributes and behavior, encapsulation, inheritance. All these parameters can be used. Third thing is IDE, means integrated development environment. In when we talk about the computer programming, we cannot say that I just take the pen and copy and write the code. It is the roughly way, but when you execute your program, you need some IDs, means integrated development environment. IDs are a workbench for programmers where all the tools they need are laid out and ready for them to use. Kind of like a workbench with a saw, drill, nails, and a hammer. If you were planning to build a birdhouse, if you create a birdhouse, you need like a drill machine, you need a nails and a hammer. By that, if you need to execute your program, you need a proper IDs, means combination of whole libraries. So we work on proper IDs and it is included in your software packages. So you can when you install your packages or all the libraries, then it should be come in that package and you can access the IDs for run or your program. Now, another important thing is cloud computing. Basically, simple cloud is experiencing explosive growth as cloud developers are needed for all the business. It is required for all type of big data storage. When population is more, data is more, and obviously storage is more. And by that, we depend upon the cloud storage who wish to migrate their environment, storage, and digital assets. Basically, when we work on a mobile, when we work on an application, when we work on any databases, we store when we work on a large databases, we work on a cloud computing. So cloud computing is the main biggest platform. By that we can store our data in any form, and we required a proper server. It may be public, private, hybrid cloud, and where we can store our data according to the payment what you can pay the organization. Now, third thing is web development. Simple web development related to the website development. Here we can use HTML, CSS. HTML stand for hypertext markup language, and CSS for cascading style sheet. It is scripting language, and in a simple notepad we can type the text, and just by the use of extension we can run the code. Another thing is JavaScript. JavaScript basically used for front end development, and it's sometimes used for a back end development also. And every time a page does more things than for the implementation, for the upgradation. By that we use JavaScript. And another one is API, application programming interface. It is a part of a remote server that receive a user request and send request to the rest of the server. Means when client request to the server, then request to the another person. Venkat sir, in the end I'll explain your answer. And last one is PHP. Here also it is also your scripting parameters. By that you can work also on the web development. So by basically HTML, CSS, JavaScript, API, and PHP is used for the programming concept. Now another thing is container. A basic example of a container. A basic example of a container usage in education is a teacher preparing for their Python programming class by using a container. In a simple term, when we're talking about the container, we store our data, we process for a large data, and we stored in a proper specific like project code, runtime and error. Then all these things can be used in a container. By using a container, they are able to grab the necessary applications like libraries, dependency, including the OS, making it easier to prepare while ensuring learners will have the necessary access to learn Python from anywhere. Like when we're talking about the web development, CSS, API, PHP, all these things are related to the web development. But here we use work on a Python language. So just I wrote a container is basically it is a teacher preparing for their Python programming classes. Like host, we use some operating system. It may be Android or it may be Windows. By that we can store your code. Create our code, and we fall so many errors, we execute it and store in a proper way of container. It is the phenomena for storing of your information that is created by your teacher or that is created by you for any programming language. Now another important thing is text editor. Text editor Text editors are programs that enable the opening, viewing, and editing of plain text file. Like Notepad, we open and just write the code according to the flow of the program. Means we just read and write like HTML, welcome, hello world, any type of code we can run on the text editor, because text editor do not add formatting to text. Like word processing program, programmers can use text editor to easily write and edit in programming and markup language. Means in a word processing there are so many options to edit our text. But when we talk about the text editor, just we can create a text like write and program, or in the concept of programming language you can edit your text. In addition, text editor help programmer create documentation files, and maintain configuration. Means we have to create a file, configure a file, and documented a file. There are some examples like Visual Studio, Sublime Text, Notepad, and Ultra Edit. You can just, it is inbuilt in your application software. Just go there and just click the Notepad, a simple screen file edit view are there. You just write your text and implement a simple code, and by that, first of all, you can save your file with proper extension. Now, another thing is Git. A simple way is Git is a version control system that allow programmer to manage and track changes to source code throughout the development process. It makes it easy to correct any errors that may occur because every version is saved and can be recalled on demand. Means when we talking about Git, it allows programmer means the person who create a program, they can manage and track changes to the source code where your original code is stored in the throughout the development process. It make easy to correct any errors that may occur because every version is saved and can be recalled on demand. All your data will be all your data was stored in the repositories, in the GitHub repository, and anytime you can change, you can recall on demand. Means in any website or means in any databases, like updation or deletion you can do in the Git. And using version control encourages programmers to innovate through trial and error, as they don't have to worry about losing previous coding attempts. Git is the mostly wide used version control system among employers, so it's important to be well versed and ready to use it when approaching a career in a program. Means in a simple term, when we're talking about Git is mostly wide used version control system among employers, so it is important to be well versed and ready to use it when approaching a career in programming. When we create a program, we enhance that program, we can properly manage and track the changes in our program with the help of Git. It is a simple, we can say that it is your workspace, staging, and work on the local repository. By that, you can do changes according to the demand of the program. Now, a simple tips to become a good programmer or developer. First of all, we can set our goals for ourselves. When you are not serious about your programming, you are not doing code, so you cannot get success. So first, establish goals for yourself. And the most important thing for a programming, do it again and again. Always do it again and again. Means when you are doing any program, errors are coming, sort out it, practice it, and definitely you can success in your program. Share what you can learn or what you can create. Means and when someone told me that this is the program, so you can create this programming another way. It is also the another skill of a programmer. Read code. Means you have to read code, improve your learning method. Learning method means in concept of programming, learning method means when you use libraries, when you use array, when you work on a loop. There are so many things for a programming. By that, you can enhance the learning method. Read other developers code. It is also important. You and your friend create, you both are the developer or you both are the programmer, you both read your friend code, or you can also read their code. By that, you can also get a new idea. Write readable code. Means you can changes on your program. It is also the required thing. Now, here are the some links that can be shared here for the benefit for the students. Like they, when they work on this type of links, they know also very well about the programming skills like Hacker Ranks, Hacker Earth, Code Chef, and Exercism. All those things like Code Force, here they work, and they work for the better aspect. and by that they can work for better execution for their developing skills. And all these links can be shared to Mahalakshmi ma'am also, so students you can also get from them. And last, thank you so much. By this thought, always practice, learn something new, do adventurous. Definitely, you achieve your goals and do your best. By these words, thank you. Hello, hello.
Thank you for the informative session, ma'am. We have some questions from the viewers. If you could please take some time to answer them.
Yes, yes, ma'am, sure. Ma'am, can you explain questions or actually a simple question is what is the difference between data encapsulation and polymorphism? Kajal, I am audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, you're
Uh,
audible.
okay. Sir, first of all, your previous question is regarding to the, I think it is a personality development, na? Stage fright. It related to the anxiety which can be faced in the work when we are at the time of working places or at when we have so many workload or sometimes we feel so depressed way, at that time we face this type of stage fright condition. So first thing is be cool, be calm and take some meditation. After that definitely you can enhance your personality and you can effectively way to present and overcome this stage fright problem. And second thing is, sir also asked that is data encapsulation and polymorphism. In a simple words, polymorphism like the ability of a message to be displayed in more than one form. Means when we explain about the programming, we can explain in more than one form. In a, not in a single way, we can explain in another one another way also. And in the terms of data encapsulation, we wrap the data in one way to another way by way of working the criteria. And it is required in C++ programming. Simple way to like we can hidden some information. By that we cannot show the full flow of programming that terminology. Okay. Hello. 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 Kajal. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Beta, is it another question?
No, ma'am. I think that's it. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now
Thank
I call upon Savitri of 2nd BSc CS to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, Vanilla of GSS Jain College for Women. It is my immense pleasure to give the vote of thanks for today's session. Firstly, I thank the Almighty God for His blessing to make this event a success. I thank our respected principal, Dr. M.K. Maliti ma'am, for her guidance and support. I thank our Honorable Secretary and Correspondent Sir, Dr. Gautam P. Wade, for this motivation. My heartful thanks to our today's guest and speaker, Dr. Karunanidhi Pandagre, Associate Professor, Bansal Institution of Science and Technology, Bhopal, for sparing her time amidst her busy schedule for leading today's FDP session. Thank you, ma'am.
you,
I
Beta.
thank program organizer and coordinators and ma'am. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you
I
so much.
thank the audience and viewer for being a part of this event. Eventually, I once again thanks everyone. Let us look forward to tomorrow's FDP sessions.
Once again, thank you, ma'am, for your valuable presence and taking time out from your busy schedule. Let's raise up for the national anthem.
Thank you, Beta.
I request all the viewers to fill the feedback form. Thank you for the session.